The movement chart is part of the combat charts. If you find the table of effects chart or the morale modifiers chart, which typically on the back side also has the shock combat, you will find the movement chart in the lower left hand corner. It's a gray background chart. This is a blow-up of the movement chart found in one of the combat charts. It outlines the types of units or their classifications. And then the next four columns, column, linear or line, open order, and route, are for units in battle mode, which is typical for the combat on the tabletop. There's a column for strategic movement, which is fast-paced movement across the battlefield, if you're not utilizing the block movement system. And then there's road movement, which is strategic movement, but along a road. On the left side, we have the classifications of the types of units. Your Class A infantry, typically your French or your English type armies. Your Class B, which is your typical European nation, Prussia, Austria, things of that nature. Type C, which would be typically your Spanish or irregular type armies. We have irregular cavalry, think Cossacks here. Light cavalry, like hussars, chasseurs, chevaliers, Jägers de foot. Line cavalry, which is your battle cavalry, anywhere from a cuirassier to a heavy, down to a dragoon or medium rate cavalry. Your horse artillery, your foot artillery, your positional or any artillery which is drawn by oxen, or water buffalo if you happen to be in India. Siege artillery, pontoons, and ammo trains. These are specialized trained units which have extra horses attached. All other non-pontoon or ammo trains will be classified as all other train, or basically baggage. Headquarters bases is referring to the headquarters base itself, and the individual officers, engineering officers, ADCs, or your scouts are on the last line. So to reference this chart, if you're in a battle mode and you are a Class A infantryman and you wish to move in column, your base movement rate is 9 inches. If you're in a linear formation, it would be 7. If you're going out into open order, you'll be 10. And if for some reason you decide to run away from the battlefield, you would be also moving 10 inches. If you happen to be in strategic mode, not set for battle, you'd move 16-inch base. Consider this to be like a march rate type movement. And if you're strung out in a road in a narrow column of no more than 2 figures wide, you'd be in road mode, strategic, and move 24 per turn. Class B, the only real difference is the column and linear lines are a little bit slower, where column drops down to 8 inches, line drops down to 6. But otherwise, open order is still at 10, route is still at 10, strategic still at 16, and road is still at 24. Class C, being militia and really behave or march poorly when they're in a linear formation, move even slower. Column drops down to 7, line drops down to 4. Open order is 10, 10, 16, 24. Irregular rated cavalry, Cossacks, have a base move in column or line of 16 inches. Open order is add 4 inches to your base move, therefore it's 20 inches. And if they run, they also run 20 inches. Otherwise, cavalry universally for strategic moves all 18, or 24 in road. Light cavalry moves a base move of 14, line cavalry moves a base move of 12, and the same for the linear formations. So as you can see, cavalry does not get much of a benefit moving between column or line. For the artillery, we've got two numbers, 14 and 12. What this represents if you spend the 2 inches to cost to unlimber the gun. Otherwise, the base move is 14, but if you wish to unlimber the gun, you lose 2 inches, therefore 12. They don't have a line or an open order formation, and if the crew runs away, they move 10 inches. As you can see, the strategic and road movements are out here on the right side. Foot artillery, again, has the capability of unlimbering. This would be foot artillery, which is field rated, so it would be 6 or 4, and the same as for the horse guns above. Positional, siege, pontoon, baggage, all these other movement rates are all defined as we see on the chart. Headquarters base is 9 inches, but to move a headquarters base, the commanding officer must be attached to the base. You cannot move independently without the officer. Otherwise, last but least, we have the officers and scouts and engineering officers and ADCs. And they have 2 12-inch moves per turn. Because remember, there's 2 command phases in the game for each turn. So it would be one command phase can move 12 inches, and the second command phase in the other half of the turn would move the additional 12 inches. That's the movement chart.